Good afternoon, welcome to Upton Park. The players preparing to come out for this Carling Premiership match between West Ham United and Tottenham Hotspur. Just before they do that, two away games to report that are being shown in whites coming up. The Premiership clash between Spurs and Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough, that's on Monday, January the 3rd, and the FA Cup third round game, Saturday, January the 8th. Tickets for both those games on sale now for £12.50 each. That's the Sheffield Wednesday league match on January the 3rd, that's a Monday, and on Saturday the 8th, the FA Cup third round encounter at London Road, Peterborough. That's also on sale, being shown in whites, both those games, £12.50, tickets on sale now. The team's just about to come out now. Welcome to Upton Park, the home of West Ham United, for this eagerly awaited match, this Carling Premiership clash between West Ham and Tottenham. Stevie Sedgley leading out Spurs, followed by Eric Thorstvedt. Spurs playing good football, but missing skipper Gary Mavitt at the moment, and obviously Teddy Sheringham out with knee trouble since the Old Trafford game in mid-October. They've only won once in the league since then, beating Manchester City earlier this month. Too many draws really for Tottenham. They're playing very good football though, and this is the lineup for them this afternoon. Eric Thorstvedt in goal, David Kerslake, he'll be on the right flank at the back, and on the left will be Justin Edinburgh. In the centre, the skipper Steve Sedgley and Colin Calderwood, and in midfield, the diamond formation, Darren Anderton, Samways, Vinnie Samways, Mickey Hazard and Darren Caskey, and up front will be Jason Dozzell and Nick Barmby. The Tottenham substitutes this afternoon are Sol Campbell, Dean Austin and Ian Walker. The West Ham side, this is the identical side that drew with Ipswich and that's played in the last 4 West Ham games. West Ham a side that have improved markedly since the signing of Mike Marsh and David Burrows from Liverpool, and also Lee Chapman. Let's just quickly flick through their side. Ludo Mikloško in goal, the giant Czech. At right back is Timmy Breaker, the former Luton player, and at left back David Burrows. In the centre of the back four, Stevie Potts, the influential skipper, American-born Potts, and Tony Gale, the veteran. In midfield, there's Butler, Marsh, Bishop, and Matty Holmes, and up front is Lee Chapman and Trevor Morley. West Ham, well, their football has improved, as I say, markedly since the signing of those 3 players in September. They've had one very poor result when they were thrashed 8 or 9 days ago up at Hillsborough by Sheffield Wednesday, when Chrissy Waddle was absolutely unplayable that day. But apart from that, West Ham have put together some very good football indeed, as have Tottenham, and we're expecting a really thrilling encounter this afternoon between these two sides. Their tradition suggests good football, and they've been turning it on this season. But Spurs, well, they're just drawing 1 or 2 matches too many for their own good. And as I say, that last victory against Manchester City was their first since they beat Everton way back in October, when they came back in that dramatic match at White Hart Lane. Steve Sedgley then awaits his opposite number, little Stevie Potts, to come forward for West Ham. And the crowd expecting an outstanding game of football, as these two sides often serve up. Recent records between them have favoured Tottenham. Tottenham have won 3 of the last 4 league encounters between these two teams. They got the double over them in the 1991-92 season. Gary Lineker scored 3 in the White Hart Lane game. Spurs won that one by 3-0. And Lineker also scored at Upton Park in that season. So West Ham will be glad that he's not on the Spurs starting lineup this afternoon. Just moments away from kick-off then. And the atmosphere building superbly for this London derby clash. These two sides have met so often in the past during the Christmas period. It's just worked out that way, but they've often played on Boxing Day and in and around that period. And it's a fascinating game over the holiday for the London spectators. There's been a bit of rain this morning in East London, but the pitch looks in superb condition, and Tottenham get ready to start this game. Nick Barmby standing over the ball for them. Away we go then. And Mickey Hazard immediately picks it up for them. Out wide is Darren Anderton. Knocked in to Dozzell. Good football already from Tottenham, but that'll just run through harmlessly into the corner. And the veteran Tony Gale gets it back to his keeper, McCloskey, who's not particularly brilliant on the ground when the ball is played back to him. He tends to panic just a little bit. He did so on a couple of occasions yesterday at Ipswich and caused some flutters amongst the West Ham supporters. So the West Ham defenders will be anxious not to put Ludo in too many difficult situations from the back pass. It's David Kerslake near side then for Tottenham. Plays it short to Barmby. Ball knocked in toward Darren Caskey. Breakers over there for West Ham, but once again McCloskey comes out and deals with the situation and knocks it long for West Ham. Picked up over there by Samways. Edinburgh knocks it in short. Good tackle though by Breaker. Ball out far side now with Mike Marsh. Marsh in a little bit of trouble, but gets it back nicely to Trevor Morley. As West Ham push forward. Ball knocked forward and out wide now with David Burrows. Cuts in nicely. Plays it short to Peter Butler, the midfield dynamo for West Ham. Butler. He tends to be the player who gets involved in most of the physical skirmishes for them. And he was particularly impressive down at Wimbledon when he was up against Vinnie Jones and people like that. He likes the physical contact side, and he can also play some good football. West Ham knocking it about now just inside the Tottenham half. Matty Holmes gets it back, but he's beaten there by Colin Calderwood, and David Burrows trots forward to take this one for West Ham. Plays it back, picked up by Gale, back now with Burrows. In midfield is that man Butler, on his own, closed down by Samways, but gets it back to Steve Potts, and not forward now, but Colin Calderwood's under that one and flicks the header out wide. Throw into West Ham, opposite the penalty area. Matty Holmes gets it back. He's under pressure from Kerslake. Good looking cross though. Chapman's under it. That was his first touch. Mike Marsh underneath it. Just over the top there from Marsh. Nice effort there from Mike Marsh, the first goal attempt of the afternoon. That's Chapman. Picked up in midfield by Bishop, gets it back and plays it out wide now to Matty Holmes. Burrows. Vinnie Samways picks it up for Tottenham. Now it's Mick Hazard taking it inside the West Ham half. Caskey nearly collided with him there, but Hazard goes on nicely, and just breakdown of communications really there between Hazard and Justin Edinburgh. It'll be a throw to West Ham United. Tim Breaker trots forward to take it for them. Up goes Chapman, but Samways can tidy up here now for Spurs. Hustled out of it though by Chapman. It drops for Trevor Morley. Morley plays it across the field now to Burrows. West Ham building nicely down this left-hand side again. Matty Holmes gets the rebound back off Anderton, and Kerslake has to come across, and that'll be a throw into West Ham. Burrows plays it short to Holmes, corner of the box. Butler trying to play that 1-2, but Calderwood was in there quick for Spurs. Throw in again then to West Ham United. Ian Bishop dinks it forward toward Morley. Holmes, but Kerslake was quickly across there, and that'll be another throw in to West Ham. In front of that Bobby Moore stand, due to be open next month. Obviously keeps the capacity down considerably at the moment. Dozzell fires that one away. Underneath it though was Butler, and now Barmby caught in possession but unfairly so by Butler, and that'll be a free kick to Spurs. Colin Calderwood to take this. Mike Marsh was underneath it though for West Ham, and Bishop picks it up now for them. Burrows with acres of ground in which to run into. Plays it into Marsh, his former Liverpool teammate. Good football by West Ham. Nice little triangles, warmly applauded by the Upton Park faithful, but that's overhit, and that'll run harmlessly out for a goal kick to Spurs. Just over 5 minutes gone. Just that one goal-mouth incident when Mike Marsh shot over the top on 2 minutes. But apart from that, precious little goal-mouth action so far. It's with Colin Calderwood now, though. Leaves it to Mickey Hazard. Hazard forward to Dozzell, and Tony Gale was climbing all over him. This is an interesting situation for Spurs. Mickey Hazard is in there, so's Anderton. Samways plays it short though to Kerslake. Kerslake closed down by Holmes, but does well. The former winger, good looking cross as well, and Gale was there for West Ham, and he needed to be because Dozzell was flying in there for Tottenham. Spurs applying a bit of pressure of their own then. Kerslake takes it short to Caskey. Back to Mick Hazard. West Ham will clear this up now though with Peter Butler. Butler has overdone it there in midfield, and Nick Barmby can pick it up. Lovely skill by Barmby. Back to Kerslake, and out wide is Justin Edinburgh. Plays it in short to Hazard. And Vinnie Samways just helps it on its way to Kerslake. Spurs starting to get their game together, but Anderton's first touch let him down there. And Burrows into Morley. Can Morley get Burrows away? But the flag was up on the far side. I don't think David Burrows thought a lot of that decision, but it was very difficult to work out from here if the linesman got that right. Someone in the middle. And Samways plays it in short to Hazard. Back now with Colin Calderwood, a player who seems so comfortable on the ball. It's a nice pass into Dozzell, and Hazard gets it out wide to the overlapping Edinburgh. Thinks it in, flicked away by Bishop, not convincingly, but Matty Holmes does quite well for West Ham, but Samways plays it in short. Now it's with Barmby. Out wide's Kerslake, who put in that brilliant cross a moment or two ago. Good looking run by Kerslake. Barmby tried to get the flick in, but it's with Samways now. Has he overhit that? No, he hasn't. Edinburgh's done well, but just showed too much of it to Breaker. Good pressure though by Spurs. Caskey, that was a lovely back flick. Good cross by Edinburgh. Tottenham starting to exert a bit of pressure of their own. Ball in the far corner. Caskey, good looking turn by him, and Breaker concedes the corner. Tottenham's first corner of the afternoon. It looks like Darren Anderton has trotted over to take it for them. He'll bend this in with his right. Caskey's gone over to meet him. Ball went right across the face of the goal there, and nobody got a touch on it. I think it's another corner to Spurs. I think one of the West Ham boys must have got a flick on that, and Darren Anderton is jogging all the way across to take the second corner now for Spurs. This one will be an outswinger. Caskey's gone to meet him again, has drawn a player out. Flicked header, but it came to nothing. Short now to Mickey Hazard. Tottenham starting to call the shots now in this derby match. Just 10 minutes gone, but that was asking a bit much of Kerslake. And Burrows is down there now with his throw-in for West Ham. Bishop, always available. Oh, that was dangerous by Bishop. Oh, that was a good effort by Anderton. Just past the post. Or was it Nick Barmby who got that shot in? That's the closest Spurs have come this afternoon on 10 minutes. Lovely flick shot there. And that wasn't far away, and I don't think McCloskey had it covered. Breaker knocks it long, trying to find Chapman, but easily cleared away by Edinburgh. Breaker tries again, and Matty Holmes is in here now for West Ham. Flag stayed down. Matty Holmes has put West Ham United 1-0 up. The former Bournemouth player, he got free of the offside trap. He drew the keeper and he kept his composure really well, and the North Bank celebrate. That was against the run of play because Tottenham had just started to dominate proceedings. But Matty Holmes on 11 minutes has put West Ham United 1-0 up. Spurs caught napping, the offside trap was sprung, and away went Matty Holmes, and he took it very well. Spurs have had to come from behind on quite a few occasions this season, notably against the two Merseyside clubs, and they nearly pulled it off again yesterday against Norwich. What's their answer going to be to this? Referee allowed that free kick to be taken quickly. Morley flicks it in, Chapman's in there. Tried to handle it, Chapman, but changed his mind in the end. And the ball ran through to the keeper, Eric Thorstvedt.
10 minutes, 45 seconds. It's not the FA Cup, it's number 16, Matty Holmes.
Samways plays it short to Anderton. Anderton, that's a good-looking ball through to Dozzell, but don't know what the referee spotted there. Bit of pushing on one of the Tottenham lads. Should have allowed play to go on there, really, the ref, but Samways has got it down. He plays it out wide to his fullback Edinburgh. Edinburgh's got it back. Dinks it in long, away by Tony Gale, the veteran. Caskey's flicked it toward Barmby. And the ball now with David Burrows. Free kick there against Calderwood on the halfway line. So a setback for Tottenham then. After just 11 minutes. They're 1-0 down here at Upton Park. Tottenham living dangerously on the edge of their own penalty area now. Marsh finds Butler. Good looking cross. Can Thorstvedt deal with that? He was under pressure, serious pressure from Chapman. But it was unfair pressure, says the referee. But Spurs just over-elaborating once again in dangerous areas.
Message here from Mr. Barry McGran from Stanford-le-Hope. Would Barry McGran from Stanford-le-Hope please phone his mother's home immediately? Barry McGran from Stanford-le-Hope, please call your mother immediately. Thank you.
Calderwood wide to Edinburgh. That's another bad ball, but it's fortunate for Spurs. It's broken for Mickey Hazard, but he's hustled out of it by Butler. And West Ham growing in confidence here. Bishop out wide to Mike Marsh. Trevor Morley. Good football by West Ham. But Samways now can tidy up and just calm things down for Spurs. Dozzell gets it out wide to Kerslake, and now Mickey Hazard. Lovely skill. Into Samways. Will he have a dig? No, he won't. Gets it into Caskey, and ball runs through now to Ludo McCloskey. That was a date. Trevor Morley's in here. He's got Chapman inside him. Good recovering challenge though by Sedgley as Morley hesitated. Morley was having a good season for West Ham. He scored 5 goals. That's Matty Holmes' second of the season. Ball now with Edinburgh. Gives it away again though. Potts has picked it up. And Nick Barmby hustles Breaker out of it on the far side. But that's a bad ball, and Steve Potts, the West Ham captain, in the corner. Under pressure from Edinburgh, but wins the throw in. So a shock for Tottenham in the early stages of this match. The West Ham anthem goes up in the North Bank. Their spectators obviously loving this so far, but Tottenham were enjoying their best spell just prior to that goal. And West Ham rather caught them on the break, and the offside trap let them down, and Holmes, clear of the back four, kept his composure really well for a man who's only played about 35, 36 times at this level since his signing from Bournemouth. He'll have loved that goal though in the Derby match. Ball now with Trevor Morley. That'll be easy for Eric, and he just dinks it down now for Kerslake. Samways to Hazard. 1-2 with Barmby, but bad ball again from Mick Hazard, and that's food and drink to David Burrows. Picked up now by Ian Bishop, who had such a good game for West Ham at Ipswich yesterday. Mike Marsh has got it. Run through for Morley. Oh, brave keeping there by Big Eric. As Morley went through looking for number 2. Or did the flag go up on the far side? No, it didn't. That was a clear chance for Morley, but brave keeping by Eric Thorstvedt. Nice turn by Samways. Nice football by Spurs. They've got to get it forward though and hurt West Ham in the dangerous areas, but that's a wasted ball. And West Ham can build again. Knocked long by Breaker. Chapman's underneath it. Morley's there, but no one inside him, and Eric Thorstvedt will tidy up for Spurs. Spurs haven't really managed to get Anderton into the game just yet. He's often a very dangerous man for them if they can get him out wide, but so far he hasn't really been involved. A chance for him now though. Good looking run by Darren Anderton. Fine tackle by Burrows, but only half cleared it. Dozzell knocks it to Kerslake. Breaker will win that, and Mike Marsh brings it down. That's good football by Mike Marsh. And Butler can get Bishop in, but a little bit too ambitious with his ball. And Billy Samways trots across to intercept the situation. Knocked long by the keeper. Anderton now in the action again. Has he overrun it? No, he hasn't. He's got another chance, but Potts just got in for West Ham, and Burrows flicks it now to Bishop. Game stepping up a gear. Just approaching the 20-minute mark now, and West Ham have this valuable lead. Butler in a dangerous situation for them now, but he's been pushed wide by Sedgley. And that looked like a Tottenham throw to me. Yep, Kerslake with it. And Barmby just dinks it down to Anderton. Anderton once again a little bit too deep there, but Hazard has got it now for Spurs. Caskey, that was a good ball by Hazard. He invited the man forward. Good effort by Caskey. And McCloskey couldn't hold it. Lovely ball by Hazard, and Caskey was invited into the space, and he went for it with a vengeance. So another corner for Spurs, their third of the afternoon. And Darren Anderton trots over to take it for them. Anderton, he'll bend this one in. Flicked away by Morley back there for West Ham. Samways plays it short now to Hazard. Magical ball by him again, very accurate. Inside is Anderton, but Potts gets it away for the Hammers. And now Anderton again, getting more involved now for Spurs. That's a very good sign. Breaker concedes another corner. Anderton, he's got Barmby across there with him. Or was it Caskey? Played in short, Dozzell's there. It was Darren Caskey who went to meet the corner. This seems to be a ploy that Spurs have got. Caskey drifts away from the 6-yard box across to the corner. Draws men out. Anderton fires that one in, but it was Burrows in the right back spot that got that away for West Ham. Holmes, that was a ball into no man's land, and Kerslake can tidy up for Tottenham, who is starting once again just to gain control of the proceedings. Samways, Caskey inside to Hazard. This is a good spell for Spurs. West Ham fans didn't like that, nor did Steve Potts, but it's a free kick to Spurs. Morley across there arguing. Bishop got booked yesterday for arguing about a decision that led to the Ipswich goal, but they get it. They better get back now, because there's no way they're 10 yards away. Samways and Hazard. Hazard dinks it in. It's overhit though. Breaker knocks it long toward Chapman, who's won the aerial challenge again. Morley's in there. Matty Holmes is there for West Ham, but Kerslake just flicked it away for Spurs, and it's now with Vinnie Samways. Barmby to Anderton. Out wide's Darren Caskey. Breaker slipped, but he recovered well, and now with Samways. He's pressurised by Bishop, but manages to find Caskey very short, and back to Samways. Barmby, it's all a bit tight over there. Tony Gale gets it away for West Ham. Samways plays it short to Hazard. Hazard now back with Calderwood. Spurs not really hurting West Ham in these areas, but they continue to play lovely football. Marsh. That'll be tidied up by the Spurs skipper, Sedgley. And he gets it back from Thorstvedt. Vinnie Samways with a chance to jog into a bit of space. To Hazard. One or two of Hazard's passes have gone astray, particularly down this right-hand side, and Bishop now can get something going for West Ham. Anderton flicks in. That's a throw-in to West Ham. Ball with Marsh. And now Bishop. Oh, that was a bad ball from Burrows. Lovely skill by Hazard again. But Burrows recovered the situation well, and the referees waved on the challenge. He didn't see anything wrong with it. And now it's Holmes. Good looking cross. In there's Chapman. Up above him was Sedgley. Butler. Eric flicked it round. But Butler's getting through an awful lot of work for West Ham in that engine room area. And it's a corner for West Ham, their first of the match. They lead by a goal to nil after 25 minutes. Matty Holmes on 11, and it's him now that takes the corner. Calderwood was under it, but the clearance wasn't convincing, and it's been picked up now though by Mickey Hazard and back with Darren Anderton. Long to Barmby. Kerslake. Into Caskey, but Potts is over there much quicker than him. And Potts completes the clearance for West Ham. Only as far as Chapman. Chapman knocks it down well, but Kerslake won the 50-50. Dozzell. Back to Kerslake. Good looking cross, but no sweat for Ludo. Burrows being invited forward toward Chapman. Spurs get it away. Protest there. I don't know if they thought there was some pushing, but referee didn't see anything. Tony Gale knocks it long toward the head of Lee Chapman. Calderwood's in there for Tottenham. And they build again now. Nice football between Barmby and Darren Caskey. Caskey under pressure from Potts, but finds Darren Anderton. The flag was up though on this near side. Must have been a very tight offside decision that. It was a shame because Spurs were starting to develop a nice looking move there between Caskey and Anderton, and also Nick Barmby was involved. We've got to see a bit more of that though. 27 minutes gone, it's West Ham 1, Tottenham 0. Holmes in a central position, unusual for him. Gets it out wide to Burrows. And now it's with Peter Butler. Mike Marsh, Edinburgh in the right back position. He's been pulled right across. But he stuck to his guns well there, Edinburgh, who's thickened out a lot this season. He's put a lot of condition on, and he's playing well. Burrows. Ball back now with Ian Bishop for West Ham. Bishop's overhit that one though, and Edinburgh just let that roll away for a goal kick. Samways, short now to Hazard. Breaker into Butler, but dispossessed by Samways, and Caskey was in there for Spurs, and Samways has got it back now. Dozzell, it's a shabby ball from Dozzell, but Spurs got away with it. And now it's Anderton. Showed too much of that to Burrows. Burrows has given that away though in a dangerous position. Kerslake, has he overhit that? Yeah, Dozzell's going to have to go across for it. Caskey dinks it in with his right. Burrows on his own, but did well there. Burrows kept his composure. Didn't know who was behind him. Oh, that was a heavy tackle by Butler, but referee didn't see anything wrong with it. That's a foul though by Marsh on Darren Caskey, and Spurs restart the game now with Calderwood. Samways, very deep. Good looking ball though to Dozzell. That's a better one back from Jason Dozzell. Hazard's in there. Nice football by Tottenham. 7 is Barmby, but Tony Gale came across, and that was a nice little move by Tottenham. Once again, Hazard, Caskey and Samways at the heart of it. And Gale had to come across quickly just to intercept that cross from Barmby. Another corner then to Spurs. Their 5th of the afternoon. Anderton with it. Away by Breaker. Near side then's Kerslake. Takes it short to Caskey. Referee, oh, he's let it go on. I thought he was going to bring them back for that. Edinburgh cuts inside Marsh. Good interception though by Butler. And this is dangerous again for Tottenham because they look as though they're stretched. Butler out wide is Lee Chapman. He has to slow it down though. Never had a great deal of pace, Chapman. He's 34 now, but Burrows has picked it up for West Ham in a very dangerous situation. Good looking cross. In there's Morley. Morley got the header. Here's Burrows. Bishop did well. Lovely little turn by Bishop. Tries to play the 1-2 with Marsh, but Marsh has given that away to Hazard. And Spurs can build now. Hazard, lovely balance by him, and a nice looking ball out wide. Caskey hasn't been picked up. Breaker's across there with him now, but he plays it short into Barmby. Samways. Wide is Kerslake, but once again, the control on this near side is not good. Anderton just missed control one, and now Kerslake has done almost the identical thing. Just lack of concentration at the moment the ball came along. And West Ham can pick it up now, just on the edge of their own box. Dozzell. Wins the tackle well there, Jason Dozzell. Saunters forward, but Hazard chooses to pick out Kerslake. Matty Holmes is across there with him. Good cross by Kerslake. Anderton was in there for Spurs, but Steve Potts, I think it was, who got it away. And this will be Tottenham's 6th corner of the afternoon. But they trail 1-0. 33 minutes gone. Anderton. Sedgley's in there. Sedgley wasn't over the line, but Dozzell's finished it for Tottenham. Spurs are level. Dozzell takes the congratulations. Sedgley won the header from Tottenham's 6th corner of the afternoon. He powered it down. Breaker got it off the line, but only as far as Dozzell, who turned it over. And that's his 6th goal of the season, Jason Dozzell. And it's brought Tottenham level after 34 minutes. It's West Ham 1, Spurs 1. They've got the bit between their teeth now, and it's Kerslake. Oh, he just slipped at the vital moment, and Butler nipped it off him. Danger though now. Holmes. Chapman gives it back to Holmes. Mike Marsh now. He's got Breaker making a run, but he couldn't find him, and Bishop picks it up for West Ham. That's a lovely ball from him. Morley. Chapman's in there, but Big Eric sorts the situation out, comes to the edge of his own penalty area. So Jason Dozzell puts Spurs back in this game at 1-1. Finish Samways then. Be nice now if Tottenham could just get one more before the interval. Just settle them down there for their cup of tea. Because it's always a crucial time to get a goal. But West Ham are coming forward now with Trevor Morley. Back to Ian Bishop, who's enjoying himself in that midfield region. They need to close him down a bit. And it's Mickey Hazard now for Tottenham. Takes his time. And Anderton, with his first chance of the afternoon to run at Burrows. And he has done so. Brilliant cross as well by Anderton. Flicked away well there by Potts, I think it was, for West Ham. Under pressure from Caskey. That was a lovely piece of play by Anderton. The first chance he's had to run at David Burrows. And it was danger for West Ham. Finish Samways, plays it in short now to Hazard, under pressure from Bishop, it does well, flicks it to Anderton, can't find Barmby, and now it's with Matty Holmes. Steve Potts. He's enjoying a very good season for West Ham. The diminutive central defender. Skipper now. Kerslake in a central position for Spurs. Ball now with Caskey. Samways. Tottenham enjoying themselves now. They sense they're getting on top, and Anderton's got it again. And this is where he loves to be. Anderton, great cross, all the way through. Breaker couldn't get there, and it's now with Mike Marsh in the corner. Breakers can hack this away for West Ham, but the pressure now is coming in leaps and bounds toward that West Ham penalty area. And Samways to Hazard. And Kerslake can now just see if he can pick out Dozzell. Dozzell coming off his man a lot better now. He's starting to learn how to play in that role in the absence of Teddy Sheringham. And that goal will do his confidence no harm at all. He's got it again, Dozzell. Good looking ball back to Samways, and Spurs calling all the shots now. Out wide is Justin Edinburgh. Just asked a bit too much of Nick Barmby, and Potts does well again for West Ham. Sedgley stuck to him like glue. Did well there, Steve Sedgley. And Samways, so composed, gets it now to Caskey. Edinburgh and Barmby over there for Spurs. Barmby gets it back off Marsh. Burrows gets it away, but West Ham can't keep the tide away at the moment. It's now with Caskey. Spurs playing all the football. That's a good effort by Anderton. It was a snapshot at the end of another delightful move. The ball, all one-touch football, and I don't think Big Ludo had that one covered. West Ham looking to build something now, but that's a poor ball by Matty Holmes, and that'll be a goal kick, I think. Thorstvedt trots across to take it. Morley, that's a shabby knockdown by Trevor Morley. Burrows couldn't keep that in, and that'll be a throw to Spurs. West Ham's work has become a little bit slapdash in the last 10 minutes. And Spurs are definitely on top now. It's Barmby with Dozzell, who seems to be enjoying himself again. Out wide is Edinburgh, plays it back to Samways, dinked in toward Caskey. Couldn't quite get a flick on the header. And McCloskey has it for West Ham. Burrows. He's got Bishop inside him. Bishop plays it short, but he asked an awful lot there of Butler, but he's got it back. Matty Holmes now, the goal scorer. To Burrows. Far post is Chapman, he got his nut to it, but no power. Just over 3 minutes to half-time then. Things looking much, much better now for Spurs after that very early setback. And they're forward here once again with Caskey. He's being pressurised by Gale. Through to Hazard. Plays the 1-2. Hazard could equalise here. Could put Spurs in front. Mickey Hazard. It was a lovely move. And Hazard didn't need a second invitation. That's his second goal for Tottenham, his first from open play. And Spurs have a vital lead just before half-time. 42 minutes gone. It's West Ham 1, Tottenham 2. That goal had been coming though, because Spurs had dominated proceedings for at least the last 20 minutes. They'd been getting their passing together. Anderton was becoming more and more involved, and so was Dozzell. And when that ball fell down for Mickey Hazard, he fairly rifled it in the roof of the net. Free to West Ham. They won't be too pleased with the way their form has dropped away in the last 25 minutes or so, but Spurs, in all truth, have wrestled it from them. But a chance now for West Ham maybe to strike back. It's David Burrows' territory this. He likes to have a dig from 25-30 yards. Breaker's there, and also Mike Marsh. Marsh goes away and leaves this one to Breaker. Breaker's going to hit this because it was at completely the wrong angle from Burrows, who likes to hit them with his left, but it just tamely drifted over the bar. So Spurs come from behind again. In the last minute now of this first half. Good header that by Hazard, who's well forward again for Tottenham. This could be 3, but he's pushed Caskey out a bit too wide, or has he? Good cross. Bishop brings it down. Showed nice composure there, Bishop, and gets it up to Chapman. Morley for West Ham. Here's Trevor Morley again. Hacked away by Kerslake, but kept in on the far side. No problems for Eric. 45 minutes is up. Can't remember any stoppages at all. Just playing injury time now, and that is the half-time whistle at Upton Park. A game which saw West Ham take the lead on 11 minutes after Spurs had dominated the first 7 or 8 minutes or so. Matty Holmes got in behind the Spurs back four, kept his composure to put West Ham 1 up, but Spurs came storming back and equalised after 34 minutes. Jason Dozzell following up a Steve Sedgley header that was cleared off the line. That was 1-1. Anderton fired just wide a few moments later, but Mickey Hazard put Spurs in front on 42. And at half-time, it's West Ham 1, Tottenham 2. Lovely stand taking shape there, and certainly that will improve the capacity drastically and the atmosphere at Upton Park. But it's beginning to build nicely now, though. Spurs having come back from a goal down on 11 minutes, and they now lead by 2-1. Half underway, ball now with Tim Breaker. Immediately Hazard nips in for Tottenham. Hesitation by West Ham. Mickey Hazard takes it forward, but David Burrows did nicely there for West Ham and knocks it long for Chapman. Down for Mike Marsh now. Early stages of this second half. Good looking run by Marsh, but he's overdone it, and it was Hazard back there after setting up an attack at the other end, and he's all over the place at the moment. Sedgley, short to Samways. Kerslake, 1-2 with Anderton. Good football again by Tottenham. That's a fine tackle though by young Holmes. And Bishop's there for West Ham. Wide is Burrows. Calderwood shepherds him in. And Butler gives it away. Dozzell comes off his man. And Anderton now with a chance to run. Burrows nowhere around. He's still upfield. Oh! Caskey was in there, but I think the flag was up. Spurs broke sweetly again down the right. Burrows was caught well forward, and the ball came across to Caskey, but he was in an offside position, so West Ham can breathe again. Spurs still leading by 2-1. Here's Tony Gale. That's another bad ball. Picked up by Anderton. Confronted by Steve Potts. Doesn't go at him, plays it in short to Caskey. Caskey's got Dozzell outside him, and Spurs running all over West Ham at the moment. No tackle coming in, but a bit over elaborate, and that'll be a throw into West Ham. David Burrows goes across to take it. Down the lines, Big Lee Chapman gets the flick on to Butler, but again the ball control wasn't good. And it's now with Matty Holmes. Holmes inside to Butler. Breaker, Marsh in space. Lots of space, but he's shepherded out wide by Sedgley. Breaker gets the cross in. Matthew Holmes. Ball bounces down to Marsh, but across again comes Sedgley. And wins the throw in as well. Marsh didn't look totally committed there, and Spurs were able to win the throw in off the former Liverpool midfield player. Ball now with Dozzell. Caskey wins it above Gale, and Gale was pushing down on him. Bishop contests the decision, but it'll be a free to Tottenham. Samways leaves it to his skipper Steve Sedgley. Breaker knocks it down to Morley. Morley, the veteran. He's 32 now. Gets it into Butler. Butler was hustled out of it. Spurs lads giving a bit of his own medicine. Morley now. Morley did well there, and it's now with Butler. Good cross, but Kerslake will be able to clear this for Spurs. Holmes is across there with him. And now it's Mick Hazard. Short to Kerslake, and now with Calderwood, the former Swindon player. Who's settled in well here, Colin Calderwood. He's a player in the Spurs tradition. Loves to get it down, play it along the carpet and build from the back. Sedgley wins that one. Here goes Samways. Referee waves play on. Good play there by Caskey. And now with Mickey Hazard. That's a tremendous ball, and Anderton can make something here. It didn't quite get a hold of the cross. Caskey inspired that move though for Tottenham. Burrows took a bit of a risk there, but he got away with it, came inside his man. And Gale to Butler, and now with Steve Potts, who's been the pick of the West Ham players today, but Bishop gives that away. Anderton with a chance to run at them. This is dangerous for West Ham. Anderton dinks it in, and Bishop makes up for his original mistake and just flicks the header away. And Marsh, that was more competitive, and he got the better of Caskey. Marsh takes it 25-30 yards, and that's a good looking ball out to Morley. Morley pulls it away from Calderwood. Calderwood gets his tackle in, and Chapman got the header in, but I think the flag was up on the near side. Yes, it is a free. Calderwood knocks it back to his keeper, and Gale heads it forward again for West Ham. Kerslake, the former winger, reverted really well to fullback. He's taken to it like a duck to water. Been playing there for a while now, of course. Winger in his QPR days. Building up now. Nice piece of play by West Ham. Matty Holmes with it. Goes outside Hazard. Great tackle by Calderwood. And Samways picks it up for Spurs. Overcomplicates a bit though on the edge of his penalty area, but got away with it. And Thorstvedt boots it upfield, and it's picked up by Potts. Oh, that's one of Potts' first mistakes so far of this match. It's building up now, this game. Dozzell. Fierce tackle by Burrows, concedes the throw in on the far side. Barmby flicks on. Gale's underneath it. Breaker beats Anderton to it, and Barmby loses out in the midfield exchange there with Breaker. Breaker forward now to Morley. Neat control by Trevor Morley. Mickey Hazard just gets in there before Burrows. It's a throw in now to West Ham. And Steve Potts can just calm it down a bit now for them. Across with Gale, and now with Tim Breaker with a chance to push forward on this near side. That's a wasted ball though by Timmy Breaker, who's enjoying a good season for West Ham. Played in 2 Wembley Cup finals for Luton, the early stages of his career. West Ham signed him for around 600 grand. It's now with Ian Bishop. Cross toward Mike Marsh, but he's only about 5'2½", so there's no way he was going to get above Big Eric. The second half just over 8 minutes old then. West Ham 1, Tottenham 2. Tottenham need the 3 points this afternoon. If they can win this game, if they can hold on to it, they'll go above West Ham on goals scored. But I think there's going to be a booking here, the first of the game. Looked a bit harsh. And Colin Calderwood, who was sent off earlier this season, Gets the yellow card. 3-2 West Ham then, just inside the Spurs half. On the far side is David Burrows. Flicks it forward to Chapman. There's a hell of a skirmish in there now. Spurs will have to deal with this. Like a rugby scrum in there for a minute, but Spurs managed to hack it away and Anderton can tidy up for them. Hazard well forward. Morley handled that. Butler gets his cross in. Sedgley hesitates. Well, that was shabby. That was fired back at Vinnie Samways, but I think the end result of that is that West Ham have a corner. Vinnie's okay again. And that'll be a corner to West Ham, only their second of the afternoon. Dinked in. Up goes Anderton. Bit of pushing in there. Morley and Calderwood were involved and referees waved it on. Anderton. That's a great ball from Anderton. Nick Barmby picked it up. That's not good though. And Burrows can tidy up for West Ham. Some of the passing's been excellent this afternoon, but just once or twice it's gone astray for Spurs, and the controls let them down on a couple of occasions as well. Now it's West Ham with Burrows. Cross toward Big Lee Chapman, but did he keep that in? Yes, he did. Or did he? Didn't see the linesman's flag go up, but he must have given the corner. Is Edinburgh going in the book? I can't imagine what's that for. He must have said something to the linesman. That's two very dubious bookings against Spurs players there in the space of just 3 minutes. Corner comes in. Oh, he's lost it. Thorstvedt lost it for a split second there, and Samways just managed to keep his composure, but the referee's called it back for something. I don't know what's going on over the far side. Off camera, Mickey Hazard was involved there, and Peter Butler and Bishop just a little bit of heat perhaps creeping into the situation here in this derby match. With just over half an hour to go, West Ham trail by 2-1. On their own soil, this will be crucial points for Tottenham if they can come out of this with all three. Forward for them far side is Butler, but Samways has got there before him and gets it back to Thorstvedt. Hazard, lovely touch from Mickey Hazard, but the ball was poor and Mike Marsh has picked it up for West Ham. Marsh out wide to Burrows. Anderton's with him. Burrows does well, gets it in short to Matty Holmes. Hazard was reckless with the challenge, but he got away with it. It's another corner to West Ham. It's their third of the afternoon. Was there pushing in the centre there? Morley and Calderwood were involved. There's just one or two off-the-ball incidents creeping in, off camera. Don't quite know what happened there, but the referee obviously didn't see it and took no action. Calderwood and Morley were involved in a bit of skirmishing, but now it's with Breaker as West Ham start to build a bit of pressure of their own. Butler. Out wide is the goal scorer, Holmes. Dinked in. Up goes Morley. Easy for Big Eric. Hazard's getting booed by the West Ham fans, but that won't worry him, and that's a very good-looking ball indeed toward Barmby. Potts is over there with him, but Barmby just strolls away from him. Gets it back to Anderton, and now David Kerslake. Pressurised by Potts. Gets his cross in, and Big Ludo had to be sharp at his near post. And Tottenham have another corner. Heavy challenge in the corner. I think it was by Burrows. No, it was by Butler on Caskey. Caskey didn't like it. And this little competitive player from West Ham, Yorkshireman, and tackles like a terrier. Butler, but that was an unfair one, and Spurs win what really is just another corner. It's a free kick just by the corner flag. And over there is Darren Anderton for them. "29 minutes remaining. Anderton fires it in with his right, flicked away by Burrows. Hazard fires it into that empty stand. He was getting a few boos there, Mickey Hazard. Obviously the West Ham fans thought he was to blame for one or two of those incidents off camera. But it seems to have just calmed down now, and we're back to the business of playing football with Tim Breaker. Breaker into Butler. Marsh, over elaborate, but gets away with it. Gets it back to Tony Gale, and Gale can play it square to his skipper, Stevie Potts. Potts comes inside. Spurs lads giving him plenty of space there. And Potts wins the throw-in. Bishop plays it short to Morley. Cross was cut out by Samways. And now it's with Bishop. Morley's over there still for West Ham. Dinks it in. Up goes Sedgley and clears that away. And Potts is underneath this for West Ham. He's under pressure from Barmby, but does well, gets it out wide to Gale. West Ham do well there, deep inside their own half, and Gale can knock it forward toward Chapman. But in fairness, Sedgley's got the better of the argument. Butler was in there again. Seemed to arrive a little bit late after the whistle had gone there, Butler, but referee didn't see it, and it's a free to West Ham. Sedgley climbing on Chapman, and Mike Marsh is there for West Ham. 18 minutes gone in this second half. Marsh dinks the free kick toward Chapman. Chapman wins it in the air, but easy for Eric. Under no pressure, just took it calmly inside his own box and gets it out wide now to Justin Edinburgh. Edinburgh inside to Caskey. Caskey comfortable in possession, as is Samways. Gives it to Kerslake. Hazard. Samways. Spurs just knocking it about in little triangles. No side in the country better than them at doing that. But that's wasted on the far side, and that'll be a throw-in. in the corner. And Burrows will take it for West Ham. Flicked on by Chapman, but Sedgley can tidy up for Spurs. Kicks it straight at Morley, but Spurs still have it. Anderton asked too much there of Kerslake. Here's Morley, held it up well there, did Morley, and Holmes can run at them, but oh, that's lovely skill by Mick Hazard. Beautiful, lovely ball as well to Barmby, but Barmby's control let him down there. He's not really been in the game so far today, Nick Barmby. And Potts runs into a brick wall though, called David Kerslake, and now it's with Dozzell, but Dozzell was hustled out of it by Butler, but he did well to get it back, and oh, that's another late challenge by Butler. Just a free kick though. Matty Holmes gets it wide to Burrows. This is dangerous. Kerslake's upfield. This is Morley. Gets it wide again to Burrows. Kerslake drifts back now. And Matty Holmes is there for West Ham. Hasn't really managed to get his crosses over today, Holmes. And Barmby gets it up the line. But there's nobody there except big Ludo McCloskey, and he knocks it short to Tony Gale. Gale with time and space just to weigh up the situation, and he knocks it long toward the head of Chapman. Chapman was way above Edinburgh there, and it's now with Breaker. This is dangerous, but that's overhit, and that'll run out on the far side, or will it? No, it won't, because Morley's done well there to edge out Calderwood. That was sloppy defending by Spurs, but Calderwood gets it clear now at the second attempt. Persistence paid off there for Trevor Morley. I thought the ball was running out, but he just managed to pull it away from Calderwood, and West Ham keep the pressure on. Tony Gale flicks it in, but Big Eric does well. I don't know what Morley's up to there. Thorstvedt has a bit of a chuckle about it. And hoists it long, very long, to the edge of the West Ham penalty area. Dozzell's in there for Tottenham. Was he fouled there? Was that a pen? There was no appeal from the players. He just seemed to fall over the big West Ham defender. Breaker to Mike Marsh. Caskey's back defending, halfway through this second half. Spurs still leading by 2-1, but they really need this extra goal to give them a bit of a cushion so they can just relax and play their football. Because this is a slender lead. And Breaker now with this free kick. In there is Chapman. All the big boys up for West Ham. Ball bounces down. Fired over the top. It was that man Butler again. Hard as nails. And scores the odd goal as well. But a very good one against Coventry 2 or 3 weeks ago for West Ham. And this will be a setback to the Hammers if Spurs can see this through to the end. Hazard. Out wide is Barmby. Barmby now low. But McCloskey took that. He doesn't like them driven in low, Ludo McCloskey. He prefers to be under the high ball. Very, very big man, 6'4", but he got that one at the second attempt. Here's Edinburgh. Morley's across there with him, but Edinburgh wins that. No, he doesn't. I don't think that was a free kick. but the referee's given it. Marsh seemed to knock that down the channel, and I don't think Edinburgh could get out of the way of that. But he's won a free kick, Mike Marsh, and he's in a very dangerous position. Just over 20 minutes to go. That's wasted, completely wasted for West Ham. Takes the pressure off, and Matty Holmes, who started so brightly with that goal, seems to be tiring a little bit. He was replaced yesterday by Keith Rowland, and Billy Bonds has got that option again today if he needs it on the left-hand side. And Rowland made a big difference at Ipswich. But at the moment, Spurs holding on to this 2-1 advantage. West Ham dominating for the most part, but nothing really to threaten Big Eric's goal so far. It's another free though for West Ham. Burrows is lining this one up over by the touchline. Dinks it in. Up goes Chapman. Was there a foul there? Thorstvedt perhaps a bit fortunate to get away with that one. There didn't seem to be a great deal of contact. And Big Eric spilled the ball, but he's won a free kick on the penalty spot. West Ham about to make a substitution. I suspect it is Matty Holmes. Yes, it is. It's Keith Rowland coming on to replace him. Or no, it's not. It's young Jones.
Coming off is number 16, Matty Holmes. Coming out in his place, number 17, Steve Jones.
Steve Jones has come on. I'm a bit surprised by that because Jones is a central striker, whereas Holmes supplies the ball into the middle. I thought Rowland would have been brought on there, but don't want to argue with Billy Bonds. He normally knows what he's doing in them situations. But Caskey's in here. Breaks to Dozzell. So Steve Jones has come on for West Ham. 72 minutes gone. And the goal scorer, Matty Holmes, replaced. The attendance at Upton Park today, healthy one. Nearly 21,000, 20,787 for this local derby match. Obviously kept down considerably by the absence of that stand at the South Bank.
Tottenham Hotspur coming off, number 7, Nick Barmby coming on.
Nick Barmby, who has had a very quiet game today for Tottenham, is replaced by Big Sol Campbell. I wonder where he will operate, whether Spurs are going to just try and hang on to this. You never know with Campbell, because he can play anywhere. Burrows. It's not a bad effort. Campbell. That's his first touch. It was a nice one. Put it down to Hazard, but he's given it away to Morley. And the referee has penalised Vinnie Samways. Again, it looked slightly harsh. Bishop dinks it forward. Underneath it is Jason Dozzell. Falls now for Bishop. Lovely turn by him. Turns again inside Caskey. Plays it square to Butler. And now the ball with Potts. Under pressure from Campbell. Spurs will be happy to see the ball back with Ludo. And he knocks it long now toward Morley. Morley's control let him down, but it broke nicely for Burrows, but in the end Spurs pick it up, and it's now with Campbell. Over on the far side is Darren Anderton. Anderton with Burrows snapping at his heels. Anderton goes on. That's a good looking cross as well, but West Ham managed to clear it at the second attempt. And perhaps Spurs now can just keep West Ham penned in here for a few minutes. We're approaching the final 15. It's over there with Caskey. In short to Campbell, but Tony Gale got the tackle in for West Ham. Caskey surrounded by 2 or 3, but does quite well, but he couldn't get it through, and Bishop's picked it up, knocked it now for Marsh. Breaker. Oh dear. Jones seemed to just leave that to run through to Morley. Lack of communication there between the two strikers for West Ham. But Jones has only just come on. And it'll take him just a few moments to settle into this game. Campbell seems to have made himself at home very quickly. Anderton, that's a tremendous effort. That was a fine effort by Darren Anderton. I tell you what, that wasn't far away. That dipped just fractionally late there, and it hit the top of the stanchion behind the goal. Just the sort of thing Anderton would try out, though. He's a man who likes to try the ambitious. Scored some lovely goals in his time for Tottenham. And he's growing in stature this season, Darren Anderton. Can't be far away from maybe an England call-up. That's a good-looking ball by him as well. Kerslake's in here. 2 strikes from Tottenham then in the space of 30 or 40 seconds, and both inspired by Darren Anderton. That one just over the top by Kerslake. Have West Ham shot their bolt? We'll have to wait and see. There's 14 minutes to go. They're coming forward now with the youngster Steve Jones. Jones pressurised by Calderwood, but does well. Gets his cross in. Far post is Marsh. Inside there's Breaker. Was that a handball? Referee said no. It's up toward Campbell, but West Ham keep the pressure on. Bounce down now to Caskey. 4 players streaming forward in white shirts for Spurs. West Ham in serious trouble now. Hazard inside to Anderton, can finish this. Thought he was going to hit it first time. He chose to dwell on it and hit it at the second attempt. Low into the corner of the net. And Darren Anderton has tied the points up for Tottenham. It's West Ham United 1, Tottenham 3. "13 minutes to go now, and surely Tottenham are out of sight here now. Anderton so involved in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Thought he was going to hit it with his left, cut inside on his right, and Ludo had no chance down by his near post. Kerslake. So Spurs 1 down after 11 minutes, have come back in good style here. They needed to. These 3 points will take them above West Ham in the table. But really, in terms of the quality of football they're playing, they're in a false position in the league, Tottenham. They should be much, much higher up that table. But this will be a launching pad for them to take into the new year. because it's going to take a Herculean effort for West Ham to get back into this now. Just 11 minutes to go, and Tottenham have that cushion, the 2-goal cushion. Anderton, he's loving it now, this boy. He's going at Burrows again. Keeps on. It was Butler who got the tackle in, but only as far as Edinburgh. Edinburgh plays it short to Samways and Hazard, and now Spurs can play the pretty stuff that they're so good at. Anderton asked a bit too much of Hazard there, and Steve Potts can clear this for West Ham. Has he given the corner away? No, he's won a throw in. The West Ham fans didn't like that. One or two wishes of goodwill there toward Mick Hazard coming from the West Ham fans. And Burrows has it on the far side. Bishop, that's a lovely ball from him. Breaker. Inside is Marsh, but he's overrun it. And Breaker can get it back for West Ham. Inside to Butler. Control let him down. And it's Samways now for Spurs. Turns away from Morley and gets it back to Calderwood. We're in the last 10 minutes now, and Tottenham in no hurry to step it up a gear, just taking the heat out of it. Campbell, what a good ball that was for Campbell. Flag up. Tony Gale just knocks it short to Stevie Potts, and now Bishop deep inside his own half, plays it to Mike Marsh, and out wide now with Tim Breaker. West Ham need a goal, and they need it fast. Could be coming now through Jones. The substitute could have put West Ham right back in the argument there. Potts, forward to Chapman, wins the header. Inside him is Morley, but flicked away by Calderwood. That was a slack piece of defending there by Tottenham, and they nearly paid the price for it. Butler. I think Morley got a clip on the top of the head there, and Thorstvedt throws it out. Trevor Morley, it's not really been his day today, Morley. He's had a good season for West Ham. Leading scorer last year for them with 22. He's netted 5 this term. Overtaken yesterday by Lee Chapman, who netted his 6th goal of the season at Ipswich. And they need a goal from one of these two men very shortly if they're to come back into this encounter. As you can see, Spurs lead by 3 goals to 1, having trailed to an 11th minute goal by Matty Holmes. They've come storming back here, Tottenham, in very good style. There's a spirit in this Spurs side now, a very good team spirit, and you always get the impression, even when they fall behind, that they could come back, and they've proved that on several occasions already this season, and again today. Match underway. I thought the West Ham boys were going to give that ball back to the Tottenham lads. That's what normally happens in those circumstances. Steve Potts. But they are 3-1 down, I suppose, and good manners tend to go out the window when you're in that sort of situation. Ball flicked forward now toward Chapman. Morley's on the end of this. Morley can pull one back. Claims for a penalty, but that would have been very harsh. Morley, who was on the deck a few moments ago receiving treatment, could have brought his men back in there at 3-2. But Sedgefield got across very quickly to stop him. Six minutes to go at Upton Park. Steve Potts. Short to Chapman. That's a very poor ball by Lee Chapman. Intercepted by Hazard, but Tony Gale does really well for West Ham. Plays it into Bishop. In now for Steve Potts. Potts toward Morley. Sedgley lets it go, but he knew what he was doing. Plenty of pace on the ball. And it just ran through to Big Eric. Out wide now with Kerslake, and Samways just gently taps it back to his keeper. You can't really see West Ham coming back now. They've had two good opportunities, one from Jones and one from Morley. They failed to register. And Tottenham, nice and tidy in midfield again. Anderton plays it to Kerslake. Cross comes into Campbell. He couldn't control it. And now Mike Marsh can just take it away for West Ham. He's taken it 25-30 yards. In there's Jones, but a good tackle again by Justin Edinburgh. Edinburgh into Samways. Spurs, this is good football again from Tottenham. Hazard. Campbell, can he get there? Look at him fly, look at him go. That's a free kick, definitely. On the edge of the box in a dangerous... Referees let it go on. Potts seemed to clip him there, but the referee didn't see anything. Campbell was showing a tremendous turn of foot there. And Potts just managed to get in time. I thought he clipped the Spurs player, but the referee said no harm done. It's a free kick now on the far side to Burrows. To West Ham, to be taken by Burrows. Flicked in there. Breaker's in there, but Sedgley takes his time, keeps his calm. Hazard, I don't quite know what he was doing there. Breaker. It's another shabby ball from Breaker, and Spurs can bring it away. We're in the last 42 minutes now. The last 3 minutes, excuse me, 42 minutes played of the second half. Just 3 minutes to go now. And the ball with Kerslake. Campbell. Tony Gale just flicks it long toward Chapman, but Calderwood was well above him there. Ball now with Bishop. Will he have a dig? Cleared by Sedgley. Only as far as Potts. West Ham pushing everybody forward now. They need a goal very, very soon. We're in the last 2 minutes of this match now. And Spurs sitting comfortably with a 2-goal cushion at 3-1. Campbell gets in there before Breaker. You just get the feeling that Campbell could get himself on the score sheet. He could do now. If Anderton can find him. Campbell, surely. Oh! That would have been sweet for Sol Campbell. It was a very easy opportunity for him, and he knows it. A man who scored in London derby matches before on his debut last season against Chelsea, he netted. And that one would have been nice for him because he's only been on 10 or 15 minutes and he's looked a threat since he's been on. His pace has been very important. But he just tried to be a bit too accurate with it and just pushed it past the post. That would have put the icing on the cake for Tottenham. Perhaps would have flattered them slightly, but 3-1 is just about right. 1-0 down on 10 minutes, Matty Holmes, and they've come back well here, Tottenham. And all 3 points are going back to North London. In all truth, though, the players have looked a bit tired this afternoon. It's been played the second game in 24 hours, and you can just see the players feeling the effects of it. We're playing injury time now. Tottenham heading for all 3 points here, just playing keep ball on the near side. And they've got men in abundance who can do that. Lovely passing side. Ball with Kerslake now. In there's Anderton. Bounces down to Edinburgh. Marsh got there, just dinked it up the line. Chance for Jones, the substitute, to run at them. But his control let him down there. And Samways and Hazard has played across the face of their own penalty area. Back now with Thorstvedt. We played almost a minute of injury time. Presumably for that treatment that Trevor Morley had 10 or 15 minutes ago. He was down for around about a minute, but the referee brings proceedings to an end. A fine victory for Tottenham in the end. It didn't look like it after 11 minutes though. Matty Holmes registered for West Ham, beating the offside trap and coolly beating Eric Thorstvedt, but Spurs came storming back. They equalised on 34, a Steve Sedgley header cleared off the line. Dozzell fired in the equaliser, and 3 minutes from half-time, Mickey Hazard lashed in the second to put Spurs 2-1 up at half-time. They dominated for long periods, Spurs. West Ham came back at them after the break, but Spurs got that important third goal on 77 minutes, and it was Darren Anderton who had an excellent second half for them. He finished off a lovely move, cut inside his man.